Hey guys, good morning. It's Sunday, and it's a nice day to make another video. Today, I want to talk a little bit about consciousness and creation and making decisions and how you can create the reality that you wish to see, to have, material things, but also experiences through sh- shifting your mind and energy. So where I would like to start is that everything is energy. It's just a vibration at a particular frequency. For example, me, I'm just energy, but also, these earphones or the trees outside or your laptop, glasses, table. Only a small percentage of everything is matter. And matter is also energy, but s slowed down to a certain frequency. So everything is energy, right? So imagine for a second that when you're looking outside, you are not looking at a tree or at people with flesh, but at just different forms of energy. Now, the energies, feel separate and different. I'm, different from you. And there's a laptop that's, different from me. And there's a tree, and it's different. I'm not a tree. Um, so it feels that these energies are separate, but they are part of one big collective energy and the collective consciousness or source or God or Allah or however you want to call that. It's just the energy that contains all things and from which all stems. In this collective energy, there is also located the past, the present, and the future, which are all captured within the everlasting moment of the now. And the way that we experience time linearly is not how time really functions. Everything is happening at the same time, and all futures are all already exist as a possibility, right? So all these possible futures already exist, and then one just gets manifested. I'll touch on a little bit later in the video why this concept is important. Now, everything is energy, right? And everything is separate, feels separate, but is a part of the same energy. Now, within that energy, there are natural laws, similar to the laws of gravity, right? So there's a law which states that like energy attracts like energy. This is the law of attraction, which you may have heard of. What you send out, you receive back. If you are a positive person, then you will most likely receive positivity from other people. If you are a negative person, then you will receive negativity and also experience negative experience. Like energy attracts like energy. So your own energy, right, which is you, attracts certain other energies. This can be in the form of people, right? But it can also be in the form of experiences inside the real world. And your energy is constantly attracting experiences that match, your own energy. It's a constantly manifesting, and usually unconsciously, because we're often not aware that this law exists, and we think of a cause and effect, right? So we do a certain action, and then that creates a result. But you also create experiences through your energy. Now, your thoughts are also energy, just like your emotions. I mean, emotions is energy in motion. And so the thoughts that you have day to day and the feelings that you have day to day, and they are a part of your energy, and they ripple out within the collective, and they are the things that attract experiences and people. So it's important that we are aware of this fact, and B, that we choose the type of thoughts, right, that we wish to have, and also the type of feelings, right? Because if they are the things that are attracting things, then, by fine-tuning those thoughts and feelings, we can choose to attract lots of positivity and abundance, right? You can imagine that if you are sending out negative thoughts about yourself, your capabilities, everything's always going wrong, everything is terrible. Hey, let's say you have 1 million thoughts a day, and 800,000 of those are negative. And if thoughts are energy, then you can imagine the effect compared to if you're thinking positively, 800,000 thoughts, and your state of mind will feel different, but also you will attract different experiences. So it's important that we choose the thoughts that we want to empower about ourselves, about the situations that we come across, and also the potentials in our future, right? If we are seeing a limited potential, then, and this is the reality that we are attracting and creating, manifesting through our limited consciousness. Same goes, for something very practical. If you have bought a house and, the delivery date is just getting postponed and postponed, and you're getting very frustrated at this, and each time you think about the house, it's things are difficult, and things are terrible, it's taking so long, and you're speaking to people about it, and you are emanating this energy into the ether, and it is creating more chaos, direct chaos as a result. Now, feelings are also important, and thoughts usually lead to feelings, right? So if you are thinking thoughts like, I can't do it, it's hard, life sucks, it never works out, and then you're probably gonna experience a lot of difficult emotions, unmotivation, fear, anger, maybe you're feeling desperation, need. These are all particular energies that you send out, right? The strong energies that create a different result than the energies of joy, of love, of compassion, kindness, of grace, right? Those are different energies. They attract different experiences. Now, one of the things that we will find is that when we realize that this takes place, and this is how we create our life and attract experiences, we can begin to play with this, right? We can begin to believe different things about ourselves and feel different emotions, and this will start to attract different kinds of experiences. And maybe people who are watching this video that have decided to shift their mindset at some point, and we're in a negative spiral before when they were younger, and they decide, okay, I'm gonna change how I, how I think, and they noticed that they had changed how they feel, how they felt, right? And as a result, life, started to feel different, and they came across different experiences. Now, at any given point, we have a a particular energy, and also emotions and beliefs, right? These are usually already inside of us for a long time, right? Trauma can be a something that we face, right? So we could have had an experience where we created a certain negative belief. I am not worthy, or I am not good enough, or something similar. We all have those examples of those beliefs hardwired in our uh, mental system. And what we also have is feelings, painful, traumatic with a capital T or a small t, feelings that were created in those painful experiences that were unprocessed, right? So they are not healed, but they are still inside our system, right? And where they are located is inside our body, right? Our nervous system, the cells of our system, right? Emotions, they get stored inside the body, but also within our energy field. And you can imagine like your aura and all of the experiences that you've had are stored vibrationally inside your energy field, inside the subconscious, but you're not always aware of this, um, but they are stored there. And if, it is energy that attracts energy, and we have these, beliefs and emotions in our system that are of a certain energy, and then our energy is going to vibrate lower, right? Because these are painful experiences, or negative beliefs, and the negative beliefs have a lower vibration, lower energy compared to higher, loving, abundant vibration. So when we have this inside of us, it's going to ripple out and attract um, experiences. And so it can be very beneficial to, once we understand this concept, to reflect on ourselves and to discover, okay, what beliefs do I have about myself in my subconscious? What lies there? What beliefs have you created as a child, that are still there lurking somewhere, right? And if we can find those and look at them and see how they're not true, and create a different belief, then this energy starts to shift. We'll think different thoughts that have a different uh, vibration and attraction. At the same time, you are a body, right? And the body stores the trauma. And so what we can also do is we can develop a practice that helps us release tension and emotion and energy and locked up negative energy inside your body, right? So for example, what has worked well for me is yoga, right? Yoga, it helps you breathe properly. It helps calm the nervous system down. So for example, right, I used to stutter a lot, and so my system would go in a fight or flight a reaction. Every time I had a social um, interaction, or I had to stand in front of people, and my nervous system would go into this fight or flight, and it was hard to think, and my body associated speaking opportunities or being with people with a dangerous experience. And later on, I stopped stuttering, and um, my system was still inside this reaction, right? So even though I didn't have to stutter, and I was speaking to people, when I was in this situation, my body was still inside that trauma, and my nervous system would fire and create all kinds of difficult feelings that aren't helpful when you're speaking to people, and cut you off from your creativity. And so what the yoga really did and continues to do for me is it helps release the tension inside the nervous system. It helps calm the nervous system, right? Through breath, through focus, um, which has been fantastic. You can also massage your own body. There are lots of different practices, which movement, dance is a very therapeutic. Sometimes I just move, through the room. You have to imagine that, your body keeps the score, and as all this tension, from all your younger years that it hasn't, released, and so it needs to release. And most days, especially as adults, we're not really, moving. We're sitting down, we're experiencing emotions, but there's no release, and so your your body is taking this all in. It needs to be moved. Yeah, it's healthy. So those are a few things that we can do to fix our energies and to vibrate differently. And when we release that trauma, those beliefs, and we oscillate differently, and we, send out a different energy, which attracts a different energy. So I found this concept extremely cool and valuable, and I understood as a result better how I can create uh, and fulfill my desires. Because if everything is energy, and my thoughts and um, feelings are energy that attract things, th- then I can simply attune my own energy, and then that will, create all of these experiences, which is cool. Right? You and don't even have to take too much, forced action, right? It would take a lot of forced action out of need, out of lack, and that's also a particular energy. I don't have something, and I'm going to get it through force, and through the forced action, you sort of affirm to yourself that you don't have it, right? Because you're coming from this lack, and so things are going to be difficult as opposed to uh, flowy. I think creation, shouldn't be a struggle. It's not meant to be a struggle. It's, meant to be quite easy, but it's just that we have to understand the mechanism of how consciousness works. Uh, and so it's cool when you understand that, because you can adapt. And there's another thing that ties to this, and it has to do with the law of assumption. So there's the law of attraction, and then there's the law of assumption. And the law of assumption states that um, an assumption hardened in can be turned into fact, right? So you can assume that something is real, and then it will become real, right? So within the law of assumption, you could, for example, think about, okay, I want 10K, right? 10K euros. And then you would imagine, right, the reality that you already have this 10K, right? So you're thinking energy and you're feeling, right? You're feeling fulfilled. You're inside that reality and are feeling feelings that you would have if you would have that 10K, right? And so because the thoughts and feelings are energy, they create that experience. They attract that experience. Now, and how can um, something be already here, the 10K, if you don't, have it here? And it seems like something fake. But what I talked about in the beginning is that our concept of time doesn't really um, I talked about earlier that future, past, and present are happening at the same time. And all of the potential futures, they already exist as a possibility within the now moment, within the collective, the collective source. It's all now, it's all there. And since you, right, as an individualized aspect, are part of that collective and connected to that collective, right? And since that future is also located in that collective, you can, pull sort of those futures into the present moment, right? Through tuning your energy. And one of the ways is to assume with your mind that it is already done. It, it is here now, right? And you live your life from the place, um, from the mindset, from the feeling that it's already done, right? So if I wanted a 10K, for example, what I would not do is maybe go search for a job, right? To create that 10K, or I would not ask my parents, for 10K. But why? Because someone that has 10K, he would not do that, right? So the law states that once you attune yourself to that energy, the physical universe, it works to bring you that reality, and you are communicating with the universe. It's intelligent, there are no coincidences. And so by assuming things, you can create them. It's something that I am creating now, and it's pretty cool. And I'll give you guys an example of something that worked actually a few days ago. So my mom is just currently moving houses, and it's been taking, I think, over 6 months of extra time to deliver the house to her, the new house that was just being built. And there was always, some like extension or something that wasn't fit right. Like a few weeks ago, the roof had to come off because the roofers made a mistake. And so there was this, a constant delay, and it was getting very frustrated. And my mom was getting frustrated, and there was lots of negative energy surrounding the delivery of the house. And so all of these things kept kept happening. So what did we do? We spoke about this, and this is a concept, the law of assumption. And my mama put this to use, right? She put it to use. She was grateful. She was excited, that the house was already there. And lo and behold, yeah, she received an email 2 days later. The house will be delivered on the 14th of June, right? Coincidence? I think not. So these are like nice examples in my life that, the um, energy attracts energy. And there are lots of people that are manifesting things. YouTube is full of yeah, just a fantastic, cool like examples of people that are manifesting, beyond coincidence, the craziest things. So maybe this helps you too. And I think the main point is that everything is energy. Your thoughts, your feelings are energy, and so what you feel, what you think each day, that is what you attract. If you want to attract different things, then change your energy through thinking different things and feeling different things. All right, guys. Adios.